All right, everybody, gird your loins. Let's get to business today on a Rivalry Friday. We are ready to rock. I want to put something out there, and obviously, this is one where Rico and I differ, but it's an opportunity for you to either support Rico Beard, support your boy, support your man, or you're on my side. And it's simple. As we approach tomorrow night at 7:30, you guys, if you have listened to any of my career in Detroit, it goes one of two ways. I either guarantee you State's going to win or I guarantee they're going to lose. And I've been pretty damn good at it. If I think my team is good, I tell you. And I even in years where very few people thought State would win, including 2015, and we were down 7 starters, I told you we were going to go and win the game. But when we are awful, and I know we're awful, the last thing I'm going to do is what most guys in this business do. Oh, hey there, Bob, let's just, throw the records out, rivalry game, and, oh, golly, let's see what happens. F that. Straight up, MSU's going to their burial tomorrow night. This team sucks. Now, I'm rooting for otherwise, and I know Rico's going to tell you there's a chance of otherwise.
So wait, why are you rooting for otherwise then?
Because I don't want to be right. It's like saying I know someone I love is going to die. I can hope they don't die. Christ, what do? Sit by their bedside going,
Right.
So long, Sammy?
Right, but when I say things like that, oh, you're being disingenuous to the people. We're all going to die. But that doesn't mean you have to act like it's going to happen today.
It's going to happen tomorrow at 7:30.
Okay.
So here's the question. I want to know, am I being a realistic fan or a bad fan? Because I know what Rico thinks. He thinks I'm a bad fan. And I just don't get it. Guys, the spread is what it is for a reason. MSU's flaws are largely fatal in a matchup like this. And unless we are all way off on what Michigan is, I just don't, for maybe the only third or fourth time in the last 20 years, I just don't see a pathway for State to win the game. And I tell you that. So we waited all week to do this. This is fun. Rico and I have battled all week. It's been exciting. And Rico has a different view, and I know many of you guys will have a different view. Stand by your man, root for your team. How can you say that? I can't be anybody other than me. So I wanted to open Rivalry Weekend with this. Straight up, am I a bad fan? Or do I just represent reality, and reality's not always pretty? So let's have at it. 248-539-9797. Rico, the floor is yours.
No, you represent a different reality, Mike. As I've stated before, you're the same man who had your team win a Super Bowl, but you booed Eli Manning for winning you the Super Bowl because you didn't like him. When you see things as bad, they're extremely bad, and that's it. I'm not sitting here saying Michigan State's going to come out there and win. What I've been saying all week, I think it's going to be a lot closer than the spread. You like numbers, right, my friend? You're the analytics guy. You like numbers. 5 times this game has been Michigan by 3 touchdowns or less. You know how many times Michigan's covered?
Oh, you're talking the spread?
Yes.
Oh, God. Well, they didn't in 1990 when it was 27. Mm-hmm. I don't know the other 2 years. You'd have to tell me.
It's been 5 games. They did not cover any of the games. As a matter of fact, and then they lost a game in 2020. So, well, 4 games since you said 2020 didn't count.
No, I didn't. It's just Planet Earth said it, and I've given up the fight. So it just doesn't matter.
So it tells me that when the game, when the spread is that big, it's never the way that it goes. I think it's going to be a lot closer than that because most games that Michigan has been favored in, they've not covered, or they just flat out lost the game. So, yeah, I do think when it comes to college football, it's the one sport, well, just college sports in general, you can't quantify the hate. You can't quantify what happens in a rivalry game. You just kind of sit back and watch and wait and see what happened. Because for Michigan State, as I was telling David out in the bullpen, you're going to need somebody that you've never heard of before to have the game of their life. And when the State's done these types of things, it's been that person where you're like, well, who the heck is Ricky White? Remember last year, everybody said that Kenneth Walker, well, he got those yards because they didn't play anybody. And then they played Michigan, and he scored 5 touchdowns. you've had games like that where it's Madre London in 2017 rushing, getting a touchdown and scoring twice. It's those types of things that you need that to happen. But I'm just going to sit back and wait and see. I mean, you've already buried the team. I just want to have some fun and watch the game, Mike. Does that make me a bad person? I guess I'm just radio guy because I want to watch the game.
I just think I'll be honest, a little weak to do the wait and see thing. You're a better man than that.
Wait, it's weak because I don't know what's going to happen? I got to stand up and die on a hill?
Your job is to be a prognosticator.
I want to
know what you really believe.
I don't die on.
I want to know what you really believe.
That this is going to be a close game.
Perfect. Stay right there. That's what I need. And that's fine. And I want you to be right because the last thing I want is for them to be embarrassed on national TV.
Yeah, but standing on a hill just to stand on a hill, what's the point? Hey, I was right.
What do you mean? We stand on hills every day between 2 and 6.
Right. And
that's what this whole thing is.
If I stand on a hill, it's because I believe something. I'm not going to get up here and just sell the people on something just to sell them. I'm telling you, yeah, it's going to be a close game. That's what I believe. Do I know who's going to win? No. Michigan probably will, but I don't know.
So let's get the people involved. And I want to hear from David, our resident Wolverine scumbag. 248-539-9797. You guys listen to the show every day. Whether you like us or hate us, you listen. So you have an opinion on it. You know the brand of radio the two of us do. You know who we are, what we do, how we are, what kind of fans we are. Cool. So just straight up, I approach this game this weekend, I don't have a lot of hope. In fact, if I wanted to build a case for how MSU was going to win this game, the list would be so long it wouldn't be worth doing. So I am open about it. Look, I'm a New Yorker. I'm pessimistic. It's how I am. Do I want to be right? God, no. What are you kidding me? Yeah, wanting to be right on this is like hoping someone in my family gets cancer. It's an insane, insane accusation. I don't want to be right. But I cannot see it because I actually think this is one of the few real, not overrated U of M teams in the last quarter of a century. I think this team's real. And maybe I've had a horrible misread. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are trumped up. Maybe they haven't played anybody. Maybe Penn State is that bad. I don't know. But I just go by what I see. So on the heels of this game, like we're all getting ready to watch it. We're all going to be involved in it. It's not like I'm sitting there going in and I still won't be angry if we lose or still be pissed at the very sight of these idiots in that hole-in-the-ground stadium of theirs with that god-awful song and that stupid Mr. Brightside while kids are holding chairs. I hate it all. But I just don't think this is our time. It's not our year. So I want to get into it with the people, and I'm either a bad fan or a realistic fan. And I get it. It's not going to change how I am. But if you're looking for some game breakdown, guys, that's the most boring radio on the planet. Breaking down a game with a 23-point spread, like, what do you want to talk about? I'll sound like Chris Farley on SNL. Hey, remember when you won the Super Bowl? That was great. Like, yeah, your O-line's dominant. I think we can hold up for a while, but we'll probably get worn down. Oh, thrilling radio. 248-539-9797. David.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me. It's a big weekend for you. You work with the two of us every day. Straight up. Bad fan, realistic fan. Which is it?
I'm not going to necessarily say you're a bad fan or a realistic
You can say
fan.
it. I don't have feelings. Just say it.
It's kind of tough here because Michigan State is going to get blown out. I think they're not good. So I think you believing that and you saying that, okay, it is what it is. But I also don't think that makes Rico any kind of homer as well because he has.
Well, it's not about Rico. I haven't lobbed any accusations his way. This is about me.
I know. I'm reading a text. I'm sorry. No, you're not a bad fan, and neither is Rico. No one is a bad fan here.
I'm not saying Rico's a bad fan. We are distinctly different. But that doesn't make... I'm saying me. I try so hard because I never want to be what I hate. I hate that fan base with the fire of 1,000 suns because they cannot admit when they lose. They cannot admit when they suck. They cannot be honest about their team. And it was never more evident. Last year, they finally had a really good team, and they were such chicken bleeps they couldn't pick their own team to beat OSU, and it took King Sparty to do it. Like, I don't ever want to be them. And MSU's going to go, and I don't care how this game goes. They could lose by 1, lose by 100. The thing I won't do, I won't make excuses. I don't cry about officiating. Like, and maybe I overdo it. But I just know I don't ever want to be what so many other people in media are. I just call it like I see it. And I'm wrong a lot. I'm right a lot. Hell, Rico's right about a ton of stuff. But, like, I just feel like it's so dishonest to take the air today and be like, oh, big game, it's going to be great. It's not going to be great. I mean, this is like getting your teeth pulled without anesthesia. If Mel Tucker pulls this off, give him another extension. Give him another 10 and 90. I don't care. It'd be the craziest upset in my mind, maybe in the series history. Trumping even 1990. Because the reality is the 1990 Michigan State team won the Big Ten, along with 3 other teams. But they had played 2 top 5 teams headed into that Michigan game. Number 1, Notre Dame, and I think number 4, Iowa. Number 1 versus no one was just a cheap shot by the bought and paid for media. The reality was Michigan State was pretty good. Here's the reality this year. They're not good. If we get to 6-6 and we're at the Pizza Bowl, I'd take it. That tells you what I think of this team. So let's and look, we can ball break, laugh, have fun. I am not mad at Rico. I know Rico's mad at me, and that's okay. I forgive him. Nothing but love.
Wow. I didn't ask for it.
248 539 9796.
Wow.
Is there a Marvel character in one of your movies that can shoot flames out of their eyes? Because I feel like that's you currently.